Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Today's recipe is for Salisbury steak. Yes, it's that American classic that's a real comfort food. This dish consists of a very tasty seasoned ground beef that's in a nice rich gravy that's typically flavored with onions and mushrooms. It is really a delicious dish and a very quick and easy meal to make. And before we get down to making this, just a little reminder. I have provided a quick link to Amazon for my recipe books in the description below this video. Without any further ado, let's get right to today's recipe. Start by placing 1 pound of ground beef in a large mixing bowl. Next, we'll add 1 large egg. Now then, add 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. For even more flavor, 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And now to give it a little bit more zap, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. Maybe about 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. This is optional, but if you want a little heat, give a little sprinkle of cayenne pepper. Just a little bit, you don't need much. And how about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder? Well, then I go and get on a pair of gloves and use my hands to get right in there and mix this. Mix this really well to make sure that all the flavors are evenly distributed. Okay, so now we'll divide it into 4 portions. The idea is to shape these into an oval shape and place them on parchment paper. Of course, try to shape each piece so that they're all about the same. This recipe amount is going to make enough for about 4 servings. Okay, so now that we're shaping them a little bit more like steaks, I'm going to put them into the freezer just to set them a little bit while we make the sauce or gravy. This is so delicious, so let's go on to making the gravy now. We'll start with the button mushrooms. And I count out about 15 or 16 of them. Now to make sure we do a good job of washing these. Now to place them on a cutting board and get a really sharp knife and slice them. They're probably being sliced somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 inch thick. These are going to make that gravy so tasty. Now to go ahead and saute these. Place 2 tablespoons of salted butter in a large frying pan. Turn your heat on medium-high, start to melt the butter, and place your mushrooms in on top of that butter and start to saute them. It's always good to have your stuff prepared up ahead of time so that you can just slap it in the pan together. So here, for the purpose of the video, I'm showing you that there's onions that we're going to go ahead and chop. Now this is a sweet onion, and we'll go ahead and chop that up fairly fine and slap that in with the mushrooms and saute them together. These two make a great team when it comes to making gravy or sauces. Mushrooms and onions are essential in this gravy, and so it's really nice to go ahead and make it a good base by browning it up and thickening it with a little bit of flour like this, a couple of tablespoons of flour once you've got it browned, and you'll make a roux so that it's a base for the gravy and it will thicken it. Stir and continue to cook once the flour is in there for another 2 or 3 minutes until it's browned up a little bit more. Now then, let's continue to build our gravy. Add 3 cups of low sodium beef broth. Give it a good stir while you're doing this to make sure everything's well distributed. We have a few other ingredients to add, and then we'll be bringing this to a boil and reducing it. First, you'll need to add 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And if using low sodium broth, then you might want to add a little bit of salt. So suit yourself on that one, that's optional. And once you have this going at a full rolling boil, time it for about 10 minutes, stirring it occasionally. This process will help to increase the flavor and allow it to thicken up. After about 3 or 4 minutes, you can see it's starting to thicken. And I timed it for 10 minutes, but it seemed to be done right about 8 minutes in total. It was this thick, and I thought, you know what, that's pretty good right there. So you probably only need about 8 minutes, but it'll take likely between 8 to 10 minutes to thicken to the degree where it's like a gravy. Now I'm going to take this and place it into a bowl and set it aside, wash my pan, and we'll fry the steakettes. Now check this out. This is one of the tastiest gravies you'll ever make. Now we're going to be frying the meat. So we'll place another tablespoon or 2 of butter into the frying pan. Get that melted. As you can see, I'm doing a complete meal here. I'm doing mashed potatoes and corn with this. This is an excellent serving suggestion, so you might want to do that as well if you're making up this Salisbury steak. It just goes so good with mashed potatoes especially. So we're placing the steaks into the frying pan, into the hot butter. Place your heat on medium-high and don't touch or turn them for about 3 minutes. Time's up, so we're going to go ahead and use a lifter and a fork to turn each of these. Be careful not to splash yourself with the hot butter. And look how nicely browned up these are after about 10 minutes. And when you're frying them on the other side, it won't take as long. So you'll only fry them till they start to brown, and then put a meat thermometer in the middle and test the temperature, because the internal temperature of this should be at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I still timed the other side for 3 minutes, but it didn't take quite that long. Once it's starting to brown up, and you test the internal temperature, and you're good to go then if it's more than 160. And in this case, I think mine went up over 170, so I knew that it was actually cooked through in the middle, and it was still going to be nice and tender. Now add your gravy back to the frying pan right over top of the meat and gently move it around to make sure that it's distributed evenly. And this is where I'd turn the heat off and let it just sit and simmer on the element with the heat that's already left in the element. Oh, this is looking pretty good. You think you would like some of this? If you were here, I'd give you some. Anyway, let's go ahead and see what it looks like when we serve it up. I'm just making up the mashed potatoes here. Sometimes I add a little butter, just a tiny bit of milk, and sometimes a little bit of garlic powder. And sometimes I cook the potatoes with a clove of garlic in it if you want garlic potatoes. No matter how you do your mashed potatoes, this meal goes really well with mashed potatoes and corn, so that's what I'm serving it up with. What do you think? Looking pretty good, right? Now there you have it, guys. Salisbury steak. It's an all-time favorite and an old-time classic. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and thank you so much for your support of this channel, for liking, subscribing, and for your comments. And until next time, happy eating. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba. Ba-ba.